Welcome to another stream. Good evening, NRPs. Welcome to Mother's Day Trivia. Hope you had a wonderful week. How's it going? Pretty good. Hot right now. It is 95 degrees here where I am. Mel Stiller. Hello, Will, and NRPs. Hello, Mel, and welcome to tonight's Mother's Day Trivia. Purple, right card. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. All the mothers and the fathers who are pulling double duty out there. The grandparents who, again, are doing it all over again. Congratulations, and happy Mother's Day to everyone. Hello, everyone. Beautiful day in Tennessee. Welcome, Sal. Purple, welcome to tonight's trivia. We are playing Mother's Day Trivia. These questions are a little bit of everything. There's some history, there's economics, there's some crime questions. There's a little bit of everything on this one. Oh, I'm here for about an hour. Woot woot! Janice, good evening. Rykard. Buddy, hand, pink, waving. Give it about 2 more minutes and then we're going to get this started. I hope the weather where everybody is a beautiful day today. It's 95 here. Sorry, I got to move this. Getting a little bit of feedback. It's a cool 58 there where Starfire is. And good evening, Starfire. Welcome to tonight's trivia. The weather is perfect where Mel is. You have good news? What is your good news, Purple? Mountain Lion. Thumbs up for Will. Thank you. NRPs. '79 in Northern California. 95 here and mostly cloudy. Well, the clouds didn't keep the heat away from here. But this is pretty normal for here, though. In the summertime, we normally hit, triple digits all year. Well, I shouldn't say all year. January, February, March, it gets warmer. And then come April, May, June, July, August, those 5 months, that's when it really heats up and we have triple digits, pretty much around the clock. Rackart is in Missouri tonight. We just had a thunderstorm that cooled the day off. day to 70s. Oh. Been watching Lifetime movies all day? There you go. That sounds like fun. It's hot enough to fry eggs on the sidewalk. Yeah. Oh. All right, we're gonna get this up. We're gonna get going here. So give me a second to get my thing over here to the other screen. All righty. First question is up on the screen. Let get myself my little window. I said get in the little window. There you go. I gotta turn the EQ unit off because I'm getting too much feedback right now from this. All right, so the first question, Mother's Day is always the second Sunday in May in the US and Canada. What is the number one item that is sold in the weeks leading up to this day of mothers? Is it A, flowers, B, candies, C, candles, or D, cards? My eyes are reversed and I'm not going blind. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not going blind, Purple. Your eyes are reversed. You mean they were able to reverse what was going on with your eyes? E, restraining orders. Wow. Mother's Day is always the second Sunday in May in the US and Canada. What is the number one item that is sold in the weeks leading up to this Day of Mothers? Well, that's good, Purple. I'm happy for you. D, but I would like B now. Some candy. In my opinion, it's D and then A, says Mel. All right. Question number one. The correct answer is D as in dog. Cards. 68.9% more Mother's Day cards are cards in general are sold in the week leading up to Mother's Day than any other time of the year. That's almost a 70% increase in just the sale of cards. Wow. I did not know that myself. I would have said if anybody would have asked me leading up to it, I would have said candies, flowers, gifts, but I would not have thought cards at all. But cards is the correct answer for question number one. All right, going on to question number two. Do not freaking feel bad if you as a mother do not receive flowers, candies, or even a phone call on Mother's Day. The celebration has faded like a lot of celebrations over time. Which age group from below celebrates it the least? Age of children is what we are looking for here. The ages of the children, not the mother. Is it that those in their 50s, those in their 40s, those in their 30s, or those in their 20s? Which age group celebrates Mother's Day the least? I'm cleaning my mother's house. It's full of greeting cards. Didn't throw anything away. I got presents, no cards. Oh, I'm sorry, Sal. Right card's going with C? Question mark? Yes, D, Sal, A. Which age group celebrates Mother's Day the least? E, 3.14. Hi. Starfire is going with B. Short Nice. Good evening, Short Nice, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm going with D. Younger people don't pay that much attention to these festivities. My kitty always gets me a Meows Day card. My kitties didn't get me anything. I fed them this morning. I played with them. And they didn't get me anything. Not even a kitty cat thank you. Little Pokey, welcome to tonight's trivia. How's she doing? Yeah. About as good as she can be right now, right, Cart? About as good as she can be. Interpees Mountain Lion. All right, which age group celebrates Mother's Day the least? That group would be C as in cat. It's not those in their 20s. It's actually children who are in their 30s are the ones that celebrate Mother's Day the least as an age group. Thank you, Will, from Mountain Lion. You're welcome. All right, question number 3. This is a crime question. 18 women sentenced to die for murder in the U.S. history since capital punishment has been enforced by states. Question is how many of them were mothers of the 18 women that were sentenced to die? How many of them were mothers? Is it A, 11, B, 5, C, 15, or D, 10? Yeah, find Suzanne Morphew. Put Barry behind bars where he belongs. J.A., welcome to tonight's trivia, J.A. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and week. So in case you weren't here when the stream started, of the 15 questions tonight, some are general about the history of Mother's Day, some are economic, and there's some crime questions thrown in because this is a crime channel after all. So there's a little bit of everything. It's a mixture of different types of questions. I finally made it. Alpha Fem, sorry. Been waiting for the ads. Jeepers, I have no idea, says Mel. How many of the 18 women sentenced to die in U.S. history since capital punishment has been enforced by states? Question is, how many of them were mothers? Majority is going with D, so I'm going with D as well. Starfire is going with B. Question number 3. Interpees, the 144,000. Well, Lori Vallow has definitely been convicted on all charges of the amended charges in the state of Idaho, and she will spend the rest of her life behind bars because they took the death penalty off the table. But her attorneys have already said that they plan to appeal. Hoorah. How many of the women sentenced to die but at the hands of the state were mothers? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer for question 3 is A. 11 of them were mothers. 11. Of course they do. It's expected procedure. Yeah. I just wonder if Lori and Chad have another day that they've picked out where they're going to, take themselves out to cross over to the other side of the veil. Because let us not forget, they both had a day that everything had to happen, and they were going to cross over to the other side to lead the 144,000. Well, that date has come and gone. And Lori did talk about that on her podcast with Melanie. That they were going to lead the 144,000. Not the date. All right, going on to question 4. History question. How long have people on Earth been celebrating a singular day, paying praise to mothers of children and not Mother Earth? Is it A, since 600 CE, B, since early 1600s, C, since 1100 BCE, or D, since mid 1700s? But nothing happened. The portals were plugged. Yeah, the portholes. Oh, Chad and his magical portholes. He can talk to Lori through. Come and visit her. Where Lori's going, there ain't no portholes. Nothing's going to save her from, a nice fiery existence. Little Pokey's going with D. I believe Chad would like to have some of that 144,000 die, and he watch. Chad's a twisted individual. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to read any of his books, but I know high school students who could write a better book than those. But I guess, as they say, there's an audience for everything out there. B, I like being different. Short Nice is going with D. Inner P is since 1999. Gonna party like it's 1999. There's a tragic loss. Prince. Are they going to charge Lori in Arizona? Rykart asks. The state of Arizona has not decided if they're going to pursue the murder charges against Lori and the death of Charles. At this point, they could, but they have not made a definitive answer yet. They're probably going to wait until after Chad's trial is over with before they'll actually make a decision on that. 1914 was first Mom's Day. I don't know how to read Chad's style. I'm a zombie. Oh, that's good, J.A. You have a dark spirit. You're possessed. All right, question number 4. The correct answer is A as in apple. Since 600 CE, we have celebrated some people on Earth have been celebrating a day of mothers since 600 CE. And in case you're wondering where the largest celebration of mothers were in the 600 CE, The largest celebration was in ancient Greece, was the largest celebration of Mother's Day. Several different tribes here in America of the Native Americans who lived here before, white man came over and messed with them, celebrated a Mother's Day or a celebration of mothers. And it wasn't necessarily the second weekend in May. That came much, much later when Mother's Day was formally, thought up and the day was actually celebrated. But they even have a celebration in certain tribes, different tribes. So it's been around forever. Okay, next one. Question number 5. An economic question. How much does the average child under the age of 30 spend on gifts for their mother that day or leading up to the day of Mother's Day? US only, not counting Canada, just the United States. Is the answer A, $38, B, $68, C, $28, or D, $108? Just Google it. Common Era, something like BC. Right card is 0 for 5 and is going with B. Question number 5. How much does the average child under the age of 30 spend on gifts for their mother? Excuse me. I have a good friend whose kids took her to Canberra, California for 4 days and paid for their dues to go over and spend the day and night giving massages. Wow. That is really nice of them to do that for their mother. Janice is going with C. E. $1. $1. $1. They spend $1 on their mommies. How much does the average child in the U.S. under the age of 30 spend on gifts for their mother? JA is going with E. I had to look at that twice. I was like, is that an E? Yes, it is. It is a lowercase E. Starfire is going with C. 4 kids' phone spelling is terrible. Yeah. I hate the text predict on mine. Or it changes words, spelling. He's $1. Question number 5. Fire. In the US only, not counting Canada. How much does the average child under the age of 30 spend on gifts for their mother? Heck, cards at Dollar Tree are now $1.25. $1.25. Dinner at Mickey D's, $28. All right, question number 5. The correct answer is C as in cat. $28 is actually the correct answer. For a child under the age of 30 is what they spend on gifts for their mother for US. If you count in Mother's Day for Canada, the total is actually $41 when you take, convert it to US dollars, the conversion. And I couldn't figure out the actual real conversion rate, but that's what they spend if you take the two of them together. It's $41. So $28 US on their mommies. So sorry, I'm like, Tammy, good evening, Tammy. Hello, all the criminals. No best chatters. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you as well, Tammy. We are moving on to question number 6. Crime question. Never step on the toes of a mama bear, meaning don't tick off a mother. There will be hell to pay. According to the U.S. Justice Department, how many mothers have killed to protect their children? Is it A, 2,309, B, 22,800, C, 2,699,134, or D, it's never been tracked other than for defense reasons for court, but it's believed to be around 70%. B, D, C, D says Ricard. A says D. Purple D. Short Knives D. My mother would passive aggressive you to death if you messed with me. I've known some mothers like that. I've known some mothers like that. Passive aggressive. Never step on the toes of a mama bear, meaning don't tick off a mother. There will be hell to pay. According to U.S. Justice Department, how many mothers have killed to protect their children? Mother, knife, heart, blood. Question number 6. Janice is going with D. All right, question number 6. The correct answer is D as in dog. D as in dog. It's actually 70.25% have used the defense of not guilty by reason of insanity, or they did it because they were protecting their child. Somebody else hurt their child, so they did it. If they killed or they did something to someone else as a defensive reason for why they actually committed the crime. Killed to protect their child. 70%. It's what it's believed to be. 70.25%. Defensive reason. D as in dog. All right, moving on to question 7. Mother's Day is widely celebrated in America with flowers, gifts, and taking mom out for a meal. Very different than how Father's Day is celebrated. According to Men's Health magazine, what percent of fathers cook barbecue on Father's Day? Is it A, 96%, B, 55%, C, 72%, or D, 87%? I know that's a Father's Day question on a Mother's Day trivia, but question number 7. JA is going with C. Sal C. Little Pokey is going with C as well. Purple is going with D. According to Men's Health magazine, of how many fathers barbecue on Father's Day? E. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Chomos and child killers should automatically get the firing squad the minute they get the guilty verdict. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, Tammy. Anybody who hurts a child once convicted of it, I would have to agree with that. Tammy's going with B, short, nice B. Agree. Little Pokey says, agree. Janice going with C. No clue, but I'm craving a juicy ribeye now. Endlessly edgy. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Mother's Day trivia. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us tonight. E, no clue, but I'm crazy. Welcome, Endlessly Edgy. There must be more of the clouds moving in. I'm looking at the weather report. It's still 95 degrees, and it's moved from mostly cloudy to sunny now. But I think the humidity is increasing because it's getting humid. At least it feels like it. Change to B, says Purple. Mamma mia! Good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. No more Candace Wells or Susan Smiths. Gayla is in the house. Good evening, Gayla. I hope you are doing well. And thank you for joining us tonight on Mother's Day Trivia. Oh, Candace Wells. I wonder where she is. I wonder where her daughter is. I wonder if she really cares. I mean, I know Don, he needs to keep his mouth shut. I haven't seen much about that in the news lately. And at least it hasn't come across my desk. About the Wells case. As of 2023, Idaho allows the firing squad. Yes, they do. The governor signed the firing squad back into effect in the state of Idaho because they cannot get the phenobarbital to carry out lethal injections because the company that makes the phenobarbital, I don't think it was GlaxoSmithKline. It was another company. But they refuse to sell phenobarbital to any state that has an active capital punishment. So they've added another option. We can't execute you by lethal injection. We're going to have the firing squad. For summer, yeah. Today we have no humidity or rain. It's lovely. Well, there you go. In Washington State, Governor Inslee in Washington State abolished permanently the death penalty in Washington State. He signed that in about, I think a month after Idaho passed added the firing squad. We've had a moratorium on in Washington State where I live. We've had a moratorium on capital punishment for, I think, 15 years. or longer. But he signed the bill into law outlawing capital punishment in Washington state. What other uses do phenobarbital have? It's used to sedate someone for surgery, along with what's that one that killed Michael Jackson and Prince? But they're both used to sedate someone for surgery. All right, question 7. The correct answer is C as in cat. 72%. Unheard of. Yeah. Seizures, I believe. I don't know. If they use it for seizures, they may. Propanol. No, I think it's propofol. You're close there, little Pookie. I think it's propofol. I think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. But it's the same drug that killed both of them. People use it for other for sleep disorders, to knock someone out. It's a lot of different people use it for different reasons. Propofol will, yeah. All right, question 8. History question this time. What year did Mother's Day become a federally recognized holiday in the U.S.? Was it A, never has been, we just celebrated? B, 1914? C, 1776? Or D, 1825? When did we federally recognize Mother's Day as a holiday? Nardral, good evening. Lindsay G. Fentanyl? Fentanyl has other uses besides people using it to get high off their asses. When Hallmark was invented? Someone answered that a bit ago. Lisa Crazed, good evening to everyone who's just joining us. Welcome to tonight's Mother's Day Trivia. We are currently on question 8. The question is, what year did Mother's Day become a federally recognized holiday in the U.S.? When? Question 8. What year did we finally recognize, or did we ever recognize, Mother's Day as a holiday in the U.S.? I'm pro death penalty. I think when there's a firing squad, half of the shooters have blanks. Half of them have live rounds, and that the shooter doesn't know who actually put an end to the killer. Recognize Sunday holiday? I don't think it's actually a holiday. It says gala. So A? I would use pillow therapy on the condemned. Pillow therapy. Yeah, there are plenty of holidays that fall on Saturdays and Sundays, right, Cart? But Rackard's guess is A. Never has been. We just celebrate it. all for Michael Jackson and fentanyl killed Prince. Tammy, that sounds fun. Pillow therapy. 20 seconds. 20 seconds until the answer. Legalize stoning to death penalty cases. There you go. Just like we used to. Stone them to death. Starfire jumped in with B. The correct answer to question 8 is B as in B, as in boy, 1914. The holiday actually started in celebration in 1908 by Anna Jarvis and became a federally recognized holiday in 1914. It is a federally recognized holiday. Now, just because it's a federally recognized holiday, it always fall in the United States and Canada, always falls on the second Sunday in the month of May. That way it doesn't disrupt banking and it doesn't disrupt anybody else. Now, when it comes to pay, if you have to work that day, that's up to your actual employer if they recognize it as a holiday or not. The federal government, underneath the rules and regulations, they do not have to give you holiday pay for it if they do not recognize it. Now, they could say, look, we don't recognize, President's Day or, 4th of July. They could say whatever holidays they don't want to recognize, but it is a federally recognized holiday as of 1914. I was never paid holiday pay for all the Mother's Days that I worked. Yeah, well, I worked Father's Days a lot, and I never got paid for Father's Day. I'm sorry. The work for a woman, easy. Lindsay G, welcome to tonight's trivia. We are moving on to question 9. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us tonight. Question 9. History question this time. Mother's Day was never intended to be a celebration of mothers. Say what? Yep, that's actually, you read that right. It had a completely different purpose. So what was the day originally about? Yeah. A day of teaching how to raise children. B, a day of repentance. C, a day of mourning the loss of a youthful figure. Or D, a day of drinking wine or old fashions. What was Mother's Day all about originally? It was not a day of celebration of mothers. And we are looking for which one is for the U.S. The U.S. What was it all about? In case you're wondering, the original Mother's Day was called Mother's Day Work. Yeah, work. Mother's Day Work. Then it was changed to Mother's Friendship Day. And then changed to Mother's Day. Mother's Day Work and Mother's Friendship Day. Internationally take care pet to work day. I don't know. Bogey's not in here right now. Bogey comes to work with me every morning. I come out here, and he comes in here and he sleeps on the chair over there in the corner. My kitty cat. But he's not here right now. He's off causing trouble somewhere. Mamma Mia is going with A. Mother's Day was never intended to be a celebration of mothers. Say what? You read that right. It had a completely different purpose. So, what was the day originally about? Yeah, bogey. Do 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 boop boop boop. E, take your mountain lion to school day. Mountain lions. There's a guy on TikTok who has he has a coyote. My wife watches it every once in a while. TikTok videos of this guy with his coyote. Guy has he has a cat and he's got a dog and he's got a raccoon, but he also has a coyote. The coyote comes in and out of the house. Really cute. I was trying to answer his question about Michael Jackson and Prince. Sorry, I'm a slow typer, but it's my first Mother's Day without my daughter, 17, who passed away in November. Oh, I'm sorry, Lindsay. Truly sorry about the loss of your daughter. All right, Mother's Day was never a day intended to be celebration of mothers. What was the holiday originally about? It was A as in apple, a day of teaching how to raise children. Anna Jarvis and her friend thought up the day of how to teach mothering skills, how to become a good housewife, how to cook, clean, and raise children. And because there was nothing around at that time, they initially formed the Mother's Day Work Club, and that is where Mother's Day actually spawned out of in 1908. A day of teaching how to raise children. Question 10. Anna Jarvis, one of the two ladies that pushed for a day of celebration of mothers, hated what Mother's Day had become, calling for an outright halt to the commercialization of the day. When did she tell people to stop spending money on the celebration? Was it a year after it started? B, within 5 years of the start of the holiday? C, within 6 days of the start? Or D, 2 years, 11 days after it started? Anna Jarvis, one of the two ladies that pushed for a day of celebration of mothers. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I try not to miss any Sundays, Interpeas. I try not to. I don't even know how many this is. I got a whole clipboard here. I should probably count them up. 2. But every once in a while, I do have technical issues that pop up and I have to miss one. I would say this is probably like the 50th, 60th trivia night. I mean, I used to have them on another night, and we moved it to Sunday. Used to have them Friday. After she went bankrupt. Starfire's going with B. Styles going with B. B? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Says Terry. Question 10. Lindsay is going with D. 2 years, 11 days after it started. We should start celebrating Technical Issue Day. Technical Issues Day. Yeah, unfortunately, where I live, sometimes the internet is not exactly, the most reliable. It's gotten a lot better, especially in the last couple of years. It's gotten better, but we still have issues because I don't live inside of the actual town itself. I live in an area that was built separately, so I'm probably 3 miles from a gas station, probably 8 miles from a grocery store. We're just like a little tiny housing area that is outside of the suburbs, like outside of the town. I mean, you could call it the suburbs. You count this little community. One of my masses just took my damn soda. Oh, I'm sorry, Tammy. The big dogs. Big dogs. Isolated, Will? Yes. Yes, we are. We are definitely isolated. But this entire community that I live in, it was built for scientists that were, and they were supposed to build more houses between here and the end of the city, but then the 1980s came, and there was a recession, and a lot of those planned, housing developments got scrapped. They're like endless roads all over the place out here that go nowhere. They've got sidewalks and streets and sewer and all that stuff's been poured, but they've never built any homes. They're just sagebrush and dirt. Horse dogs. They are. Those mastiffs are. I have to dash out. Have to have a great second hour soon. I hope I'll be able to stay. All right. Okay, question 10. When did Anna Jarvis, and one of the two ladies who started the Mother's Day, call for an outright halt of the commercialization of Mother's Day? The correct answer is B as in boy. 5 years after the start of the holiday, she asked for people to stop spending money on the holiday. Initially, after Mother's Day was federally recognized in 1914, she had originally partnered with several different companies that sold flowers. And that was all it was supposed to be, was a day you bring flowers to your mother. And that was it. But then other companies said, well, I can sell mattresses, I can sell cars, I can sell anything else. And they started having Mother's Day sales. And she absolutely hated it. And she rallied against Mother's Day until the day she died. She hated the commercialization of the day. It was never meant to be what it is today. You guys are amazing and hilarious. Thank you for welcoming me. Sending each of you a hug from Gig Harbor. Love Gig Harbor. Washington, 401 Starlink works great for me. Yeah, we don't have Starlink here. And thank you very much, Lindsay, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. In my area, we don't have Starlink available to us yet. It's coming, but we switched from cable-based internet to Ziply fiber. So now we're on fiber optic, because this entire area where I am on the east, I'm on the east side of Washington State, over here where there's nothing. But I love Gig Harbor. Every year we used to go camping up and down the Washington coast, and we would hit all the different beaches, like Beach 1 through, however many there, and they're beaches, and that's all they're named. It's Beach 1, Beach 2. But we would camp in the whole rainforest up there, and then we would go to Gig Harbor and all the different areas up and down the coast. Love that area. You're so lucky to live there. It's so beautiful. All right, question 11 coming up. Crime question. Who killed their children or child first between these mothers? Andrea Yates, Casey Anthony, Susan Smith, or Diana Downs? Who was the first one of these ladies to kill first? Was it A, Susan Smith, B, Casey Anthony, C, Diana Downs, or D, Andrea Yates? Gig Harbor looks beautiful. It is beautiful up that way. I'm sure just like everywhere else, there are good parts and bad parts, but I like it up there. I've always loved going up there on vacation. We got C, 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 and C, and C with eyes. C, eyes. Da da da. Right card. A lot of people forget about Andrea Yates and Diana Downs. Mommy dearest. Who was that? It wasn't Joan Crawford. Who was Mommy Dearest? Does anybody remember who played Mommy Dearest in the movie? All I can remember is no more wire hangers. No more wire hangers. Classic movie. I will host you and Full On. You are both welcome anytime. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. Was it Joan Crawford that played Mommy Dearest? The mother in Mommy Dearest? I remember she did. If it was Joan Crawford, she also did some Disney movies too. Faye Dunaway. Her daughter Christina went on and acted in a soap opera. Faye Dunaway. It was about Joan Crawford. Oh. I just remember. I just always remembered that line. No more wire hangers. Iconic line from the movie. For beating her child with a hanger. No more wire hangers. Joan Crawford played by Faye Dunaway. She was also in Bonnie and Clyde. Well, I'm sure she had an illustrious career. I just remember, the actress, who some of the other roles that I pop in my head. And I believe they were Disney movies, but I don't. It wasn't like Chi Chi Bang Bang but it was like some kind of like classical, like classic Disney movie. You guys are all so funny. Truly think I have truly found my peeps. Well, good, Lindsay. You are welcome to hang with me in Gig Harbor. If I ever get up that way again, I hope I do. Damn COVID, really screwed up my travels. Every year for the month of June, I would travel to the United States. She cut off her kids, her will. Wow. Okay, who killed first? Andrea Yates, Casey Anthony, Susan Smith, or Diana Downs? Question 11. The correct answer is C, as in cat. Diana Downs killed her children first. And she did that in 1983. Diana Downs. Question 12. It's a fact of the times. Men and women are not getting married as much as in the past. They're also having fewer children. As of the last U.S. Census, women are only having how many children in the U.S.? What is the average in the U.S.? Is it A, 5 children, B, 4 children, C, 3 children, or D, 2? According to the last U.S. Census, women are only having how many children? How many children on average? U.S., not the world, just in America. How many? I have a fairly large piece of property, decent house. I will remove all the wire hangers so there are no PTSD triggers. That's funny, Lindsay. Now I have that song "Hungry Like a Wolf" after her murder trial. I hate that song. That was "Hungry Like a Wolf." That was Duran Duran. Hungry like a wolf. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Duran Duran? I'm pretty sure it was. Too expensive to have kids now. Knew a guy from North Dakota that had 24 siblings. What? Wow. That is a lot of kids. 24. There's in my family, I have 7. There's 7 siblings total. 6. Not counting me. I am obviously one of 7. Hungry like a mountain lion. 1 child, 5 husbands, and 10 cats. So you technically have 2 children, Mel. That's what my wife always says. People ask her how many children. She says, "What? Counting my husband?" I have 2 children, not counting my husband. We have 2, 3 if you count my husband. That's how she always answers that question. Yes, it was, Will. I always like the song Rio by Duran Duran. Yeah, he was the youngest, not much to do in North Dakota, I guess. It depends on where you live in North Dakota. North Dakota's changed a lot over the years. The oil boom, in North Dakota definitely changed the prosperity of a lot of areas. Five husbands and 1 child equals 6 children. Well, there you go. My ex-husband's father had 16. Wow. Callie Lisa, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia, Callie Lisa. I hope you had a wonderful week and are having a wonderful Mother's Day. We are on question number 12. And we're trying to figure out, as you can just guess, D for 2 children. How many children are women having on average in America? On average. For question 12. Wartime families had a lot of children. They needed farm hands. Love the Reflex. Reflex. That's a good song too. I don't think they'll ever make music or have bands like they did in the 80s. I only have one child. Well, one is enough. I mean, and don't feel bad, people. You know, it's not motherhood is not for everyone. There are plenty of people that we can all see, you know, from the questions on this trivia who never should have had children. All right. Question 12. The correct answer is D as in dog. 2 is the average. Obviously, some families have more, some have less, but the average is 2, according to the last U.S. Census report. The answer is, all right, question number 13. So 80s themes when we have a 411 reunion here in the harbor. Sounds good. Sounds good. Gayla, I have 2. There you go. I have 2. 1 boy, 1 girl. It's all me and my wife have, just the 2. All right, next question. Question 13. Flowers have always been part of the celebration, especially carnations. If you purchased red or white carnations, they meant different things. What did red carnations mean? A, respect and honor. B, they meant nothing special at all. C, they showed respect for a living mother. Or D, they were only purchased for graves. What is the meaning behind red carnations? Is what we're looking for. The answer. Rock of Ages, best musical ever. Come Undone from Duran Duran is a cool song. Like Lori Vallow. I think the world was blessed, you know, when she had Ty Lee. They adopted JJ, but she never had to do what she did, though. And that makes no sense to me at all. And I hope that, you know, after doing this for, you know, as long as I have, and hoping for the future as well, that it never makes sense to me why people do stuff like that. American Idiot music was very good. By Green Day, American Idiot. Red carnations mean blood drops. I think they meant love and respect for living mothers. E, it means Chad and Lori are in a porthole. Book of Mormon musical is I. Jemmy 76. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Glad you could be here with us. Does anyone know why she killed them? Lori? Well, she didn't do it herself. She had Alex do it, her brother. Because Lori isn't, all she can do is convince other people to do her bidding for her. She can't do anything. In her entire life, all she's ever done is manipulate people to do her bidding for her. But she believed that that JJ was possessed, and by an evil spirit. Of course, she had taken him off of his medication when she tried to convince Melanie of that. And Ty Lee, she believed, was also possessed by an evil spirit. But this weird thing that they both believed in zombies and good spirits and dark spirits, and it's all crazy. When it comes right down to it, we'll probably never know what the real reason is, but that's what publicly to get them out of the way. Yeah. I like the music from Eddie and the Cruisers. I like the movie. Movie was good too. Eddie and the Cruisers. That's one I haven't seen in a while. Sex and Greed. Eddie and the Cruisers. Wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. She needs to feel the power and superior to anyone who might challenge her at some point. By denying Joseph, visitation to, and hell, Alex assaulted, Joseph, told him he was going to kill him if he got in the way. Even going back that far, he should have lost his gun rights right then and there when he assaulted him. And if he would have lost his gun rights, he certainly couldn't have had a gun to kill, Charles later on down the road. Those decisions, that happened early on. Men, I can't get me to take out the trash. I can't get me. Tammy actually saw that real band live, Beaver Brown Band, I think. Manipulation is Lori's number one power. That and finding people that she could manipulate. All right, question number 13. The correct answer is C as in cat. They showed respect for a living mother. Question 14. The day is called Mother's Day in America. The day is called Mother's Day in Canada. The day is called Mother's Day in Latin America. Those funny British, though, call it something different. What do they call this day? Is it A, Saint Mothering Day, B, Mountain Lion Day, C, Saint Sunday, or D, Mothering Sunday? What do those funny British call today? Mamma Mia is going with D. Calilisa A. Question number 14. Rackard going with D. The dark side of the Beaver Brown Band was awesome. The Brits don't celebrate Mother's Day today. I don't know. I'm not pretty sure they don't. It's only U.S. and Canada that celebrates it today. But what do they call Mother's Day? Maybe I should have said that, Mel. Because you're right. They don't. I don't think they do celebrate it today. But I know U.S. and Canada does. Other countries celebrate in different days too. Purple is going with D. Little Pookie is going with D as well. Mr. Bean's better half. I love Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkins. I've been watching Rowan Atkins since like Black Adder. We've got every one of Black Adder's, like, from the beginning to the end. Mr. Bean is funny as hell. Australia celebrates it on the same day as the U.S. Oh, do they? Mountain Lion Barry Morphew Attack Day. Sunday. Rowan Atkins is the best. Well, there is no emotion or hugging involved. IKR. LOL, Lindsay G. The day is called Mother's Day in America. The day is called Mother's Day in Canada. The day is called Mother's Day in Latin America. Those funny British, though, call it something different. What do they call this day? What do they call this day? Is Mr. Bean still alive? Rowan Atkins? Yes, he is. Well, I believe so, at least. Because the first Mother's Day, I just left my mom's house because it's the first Mother's Day. There you go. Question number 14. I'm not sure, but I chose D, says Mel. Sorry, guys, switching to my laptop. My phone is being ridiculous. Redunculous. All right, question number 14. The correct answer is D as in dog. They call it Mothering Sunday. Mothering Sunday in Great Britain. I lost both my parents. Those holidays are brutal. Question number 15. Some mothers work outside the home along with working a full-time job inside the home. If a stay-at-home mother who doesn't work outside of the home was to be paid for her work raising the children, cleaning and cooking, how much would she earn per year? This is for 2023 salaries, okay? Not for some past year, but for this year. Is it 184,820 for if they only have one child? B, 100,520 if they only have one child. C, 61,213 for one child. Or D, 31,880 for only one child. Some mothers work outside the home along with working a full-time job inside the home. If a stay-at-home mother who doesn't work outside the home was to be paid for her work raising the children, cleaning and cooking, how much would she earn per year? Mel says, I think it's B. Sal B. Purple A. Catalisa B. Little Pookie going with B. 100,520. Inner Peas, 144,000. Nut Mumming Sunday. Lindsay's going with A. Starfire C. Probably is A with inflation. Do, 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 do. Jimmy 76 going with B. A without inflation, says Mamma Mia. How much would it cost? My mother died many, many years ago, but I still love Mother's Day. I'm sorry about the passing of your mother, Reichardt. Either way, to figure this one, the answer to question number 15 is figure out how much would it cost to hire a full-time nanny, a full-time maid, and a full-time chef to come in and cook and clean and raise your children. How much would their salaries be per year? Question number 15. Little Pookie, thumbs up. All right, question number 15. The correct answer is A as in apple, $184,820 to raise one child is what it would cost if you hired a full-time chef, a full-time nanny, and a full-time maid to come in and cook and clean and raise your child if you had to do it. That's how much a stay-at-home mother would be paid on an average, for in the United States to raise a child, one child, $184,820. But stay-at-home moms, they ain't seeing no $184,000. When my dear mom was alive, she had first dibs on my time. My son celebrated with me the day before. Wowza! Reichardt got it right with A. So, how well did we do tonight? It's only fun, and it doesn't matter who got the most right or wrong. Did you get an A, 12 to 15 correct? B, 8 to 11 correct? C, 4 to 7 correct? D, 1 to 3 correct? Or E, a hungry mountain lion riding in a Yugo? I never made it in law enforcement. Not no $184,000. I have Gayla. I have my friend's dad is in the Secret Service, and he thought he was on the Jimmy Carter detail for the Secret Service, but he's no longer on that detail. He's moved on to another part of the Secret Service, but he makes a little over 250,000 a year. But he lives in Virginia. But there's money out there, just not as much as there should be, especially when it go law enforcement, state agencies, and stuff like that. Unless you're at the top and you're an ass kisser, that's where the money is. I feel like I won in finding this group. Well, good, Lindsay. I'm glad you had so much fun. Freaking Barry, Mountain Lion, Morphew. I'm glad you had fun, Lindsay. That's all 15 questions. You all stay safe out there. You never know who's going to be standing next to you. You never know who's going to be knocking on your door. That's true, Purple. No arse kissing here. So I wasn't at the top. Ask Cody Brown how much he pays his sister wives. LOL. Gotta go. Sal, you have a terrific week ahead. Thank you again. Every Sunday, Lindsay. Yep. If you have a suggestion for a trivia night topic, any, go ahead and put them in down. I'll look into them. Love you, Will, and everyone's all thank you, Gayla. My friend who is a police officer. He is a beat officer, but he's working a patrol. Um, he works in the city, one city over from where I live, Gala. His salary right now is 69,000 a year. Yeah, I think he's been with that department now. I want to say 5 years. My son was just a toddler when he started there, so and my son's going to be 7 next month. Well, in 2 months. I mean, 2 months from now, in July. Night, y'all. Love and hugs. Thank you, Tammy, for being here. You have a terrific week ahead. Glad you were here with us. More the merrier. Yes, indeed. I have a suggestion. Jim Jones. Jim Jones in the People's Temple. A good suggestion. Thank you. Callie. Lisa. Jim Jones. People's Temple. Because I mean, I have to make it a little bit more broader, so you know. So Jim Jones and the People's Temple. Suzanne Morphew went missing on Mother's Day a couple of years ago. Yes. We'll do one on the weapons that caused the death of a serial killer. Weapons that you mean like weapons that the serial killer themselves used, or the instrument that ended the serial killer? In the U.S., what's the first case that in the U.S. what was the first case? The first case that got my interest in this, in true crime. Oh, I don't really know. I've always been into detective novels, and stuff like that. Like when I was a little boy, I read the Hardy Brothers, Nancy Drew. I those are things that just always, I've always gravitated. I've been pulled to, and for me, what really, sets my interest is I've always been interested in psychology and trying to figure out and see if I can understand why someone does what they do and how their environment and and everything else, makes that person do what they did. Now, my wife is actually working on her actual master's doctorate eventually, in psychology. And on this shelf back here, this is just some of the psychology textbooks that I have, that I keep as references here. So a lot of times I'll be reading about a case, that's come up in the news, and I'm always interested in the psychology, and I have these textbooks here so I can actually kind of break down, so I can try to understand why, when they say like somebody they suffer from this or this, I don't necessarily know what those are, and I've got the textbook so I can look it up. Green River Killer or Ted Bundy. So I've done Ted Bundy, but I'm Green River Killer. Or no, write both of them down because there's a lot of questions when it comes around to Ted Bundy. A government experiment. Janet being Janet. Well, Janet being Janet, we finished up the trivia for tonight. But if you want, you can always watch it and rewind. If you want to see the questions that we did tonight on Mother's Day trivia. Hey, Miss 411, it's clear your husband adores you. Hope he had a wonderful Mother's Day. My wife's name, Lindsay, is Crystal, and my name is William. I go by Will, Will, Will. But my wife and I have a channel. It's called the Taco Podcast that we do. It's on YouTube here. But we that's completely it's a different subject matter. We talk about life, growing up and trying to survive in a middle class existence, and we talk a lot about our son, who is here in a couple months he's going to be 7 years old already. Time goes by like that. But my son is on the autism spectrum, so we cover a lot about raising a child who's on the spectrum on that channel, the Taco Podcast. Happy Mother's Day to your wife, Crystal. Well, thank you, Rycart. I will definitely let her know when I get into the house. She's actually streaming right now on another channel inside the house today. Her and three of her friends are streaming. I don't know which one of their channels it is. Otherwise, I would have dropped a link or something for people to watch. But safe word, the safe word. I sometimes play trivia while I'm out doing my horse farm chores. Oh, there you go, Janet. What kind of horse do you have? If you don't mind if I ask. I don't have any horses. My sister has horses. I would probably butcher, trying to figure out what kind of horse my sister has now. She's looking to buy another one right now. She's in the market for another one. 12? You have 12 horses? It's a lot of horses there, Janet. That's a lot. Is it like a stud farm, or is it a boarding stable? That's a lot of horses. You have 12 horses, so I want to say my sister's horse is a painted or something like that, but it's probably got some other name. She used to have the great grandson of Kentucky Derby Triple Crown winner Seattle Sleuth. She used to have the great grandson of that. That was a long time ago, though. You love horses, Rockhart? My sister does barrel racing, though. That's what she loves to do. Is one of them named Mage? Lindsay can't keep 12 indoor plants alive. I've got 2 indoor plants in my house. I have a lemon tree and I have a pomegranate. The pomegranate, I haven't seen any buds on it so far this year, but it usually produces pomegranates later in the year. But we don't get full size pomegranates. They're a little bit bigger than a lemon. This still tastes good though. But we have a Myers lemon tree, and then we usually get 5 or 6 off of that every year. Indoor lemon tree? Oh yeah, Lindsay. You can buy them online. You can or at a nursery center called Myers. Meyers. Myers. You can grow them anywhere in any climate indoors. They do prefer more heat, but you can also buy a heat lamp for them. They like acidic soil, but they're really easy to care for. Just put them in a big pot so they love well drained soil, but they love they have really big root balls. Mine didn't make but outside. Will do Kermit Grisnell. Kermit. I will look into these suggestions. Yeah, lemon trees. You can grow them everywhere. You can grow lime trees indoors, but lime trees the soil content is a little bit harder to control for lime. But yeah, I mean where I live, heck, you can grow lemon and lime trees outdoors too. I know a lady, who lives one town over. She has a giant, it's almost, I want to say 14 feet tall, but she has a banana tree, but it's inside of her nursery. A huge tree. It only makes a little tiny bunch of bananas. The bananas are only about that big, but it produces bananas once a year. I can't remember what kind of. I think there might be plantain bananas, but I'm not sure what kind of bananas they are. They're not like the ones those icky ones you buy at the grocery store. But I'm in Gig Harbor. You can grow them in Gig Harbor. Lemon pound cake with strawberries. Oh, that sounds good. And you're in Gig Harbor, you can grow strawberries all over there. They love that water. We had are the mountain berries. It's like a crossbreed between a strawberry and like some other berry, mountain berry. Plants for Beginners show. My wife is a gardener in the sense that she buys it and then I have to take care of the garden, weed it, water it, fertilize it, take care of them. She's the idea person, and therefore she gets to call herself a gardener. But I'm the one who does all the work. Blueberries, the bears love them. I haven't had much luck with blueberries. Last 2 blueberry bushes that I bought, my cats ate them. They're outdoors. The blueberry bushes, the cats ate them. They ate the damn plants. I was like, well, I don't know what it is, but the cats they love to eat the leaves and everything else. And then if the plant dies, once it doesn't have any leaves left. Hey, I have a plant of my grandmother that my grandfather-in-law accidentally killed. I've been trying to replace it for years. I'm up for a plant show. I can't get it identified. Do you have a picture of it of what the plant looked like? Because they have those apps identify. If you could take a picture of what it looked like, or if you have the plant, you take a picture of it, and it will tell you on some of those apps what the plant is. I'm also a beekeeper. Another one of my wife's brilliant ideas. Let's get bees. So we have hives. I'm allergic to bees, and I'm the one who takes care of them. Sure, there were cats. The bears and deer love to eat berries too. Oh, I'm Lindsay. I'm 100% sure it was the cats because I caught my cats eating them, eating leaves right off the plant. And I'm like, what are you doing? Your food dish is like 6 feet away. Eat the food, not the plant. I don't know what it is about the blueberries. Every time I bought one, they just keep on eating them. Boop, 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 boop. Will, I just wanted to say thank you for your coverage on Lysick. He didn't get anywhere near the backlash he deserves on YouTube. And what you had to say was everything I felt. Really appreciate it. Oh, Mamma Mia, I'm not done with that sick son of a beep yet. And you're absolutely right. So many people have been, they're like, oh, it's been 30 years ago, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a crap if it was 30 years ago or 3 weeks ago. To do something like that to a child that was not even nine or 10 years of age right in there, and he was 17. He had the ability to make the right decision there, and he didn't. He chose to do that. And for anybody to try to defend him and what he did is just sickening. Do you have a brother who? Do you have a brother who is single? Just kidding. Lindsay, I do have a brother, but my brother disappeared in 1975. We don't know whatever happened to him. My father kind of like excommunicated or whatever you want to call it. He kicked him out of the family because my brother joined what my father called a cult. Yeah, the cult that my brother joined was called the Baptist Church. It's a long story, but in a nutshell, my father was Roman Catholic and then converted to a regular Catholic, church, if you will. But he saw other religions as cults. So good luck, NFPs. Me and my older sister have been searching for him. The last letter we have from him, I think it was about 75, 76, somewhere in there. And then he just poof, vanished off the face of the earth. We think we think the likelihood is he changed his name and took up another identity. We don't know. It's out there somewhere though. Brought it up. Oh, that's all right. It's but I see in order here. It goes my brother, then I have two older sisters, then me, and then I have two younger sisters. So that's the seven of us. So I'm not really in the middle, but I was growing up. My brother is the oldest. Um, so I pretty much grew up in a household with four sisters and my mother. Because my father died in 1983. So I was surrounded by women. Let's join forces and try to find him together. That's how in a lot of ways that's how when I started all this, this YouTube. You know, there's a whole story about why I started it. True story. I've told it before, but like the old Rolodexes. I have Rolodexes that are in my office where I have actual cards, people's names, contacts that we've kept in contact with. If people we've met or got involved with over the years, and they've changed jobs, and trying to track him down is how we put together these Rolodexes of different business contacts and personal contacts over the years. Met a lot of people from East Coast to West Coast of the United States, and then outside of the country, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, Great Britain, Ireland, yeah, you name it. We've had contacts all over, in government agencies and those in the private sector as well, trying to find a TikTok is amazing to finding people. Just amazes me. If I knew who my dad was, I certainly would plaster that on the app. Huh. I didn't know that. The only time I ever watch on TikTok is um, I just kind of scroll through it. But my TikTok is usually filled with people that are um, that post like video clips of like young Sheldon, from The Big Bang Theory, but they do like video montages of that, or animals. See a lot of animal videos. What was the case that started the appeals process in the U.S.? Who was the first woman to be executed in the U.S.? Who was the first person executed in the electric chair? When was the last hanging? Little Pookie. Um, Off the top of my head, I do not know the answer to any of those. Those are all damn good questions. Um, what was the case that started the appeals process in the U.S.? So the first woman executed in the U.S. Don't know that one either. The Russian lady, Meep, just Meep, not me Meep, but just Meep. Hello, Meep. The Russian lady. I think were they executed because they were spies? Was that the first one? The Rosenbaums or something like that? Husband and wife that were executed? Was she the first? Hello. I think their last name was like Rosenbaum or something like that. But that I can picture them, but I can't remember their name. I think it's something like that. Ethel Ethel Rosenbaum or something like that is what's coming to mind. I don't know. Suggestion for a game. All right. First appeal. First woman executed. And now I have to scroll up. I'm already coming up with answers. There you go. Was it Rosenbaum? Rosenbaum? Electric chair. What's the other one? Electric chair. When was the last hanging? Last hanging. Excuse me. Gas chamber. Oddly, I was actually looking into that to see how many states still have an active gas chamber. Almost every state who had the gas chamber, or it's still on the books as being legal in their state for executions, most of the states who had the gas chamber have removed it and replaced it with the electric chair or lethal injection. But and when it comes to the federal government, we had a stay of execution at the federal level until Trump reinstated the federal executions, and they're all done by lethal injection. The federal government. How many people were executed in one day? I know the answer to that. The maximum, now total in the United States, there was 2 instances where 4 individuals were executed on the same day. 2 were in Texas, and 2 were in, I want to say, Connecticut or some other state like that on the East Coast that has since outlawed the capital punishment. But that was 4. Now that is by state sanctioned execution. Now, there's probably been other times where, in the wild, wild west, where they hanged, 16 cattle rustlers or something like that all in the same day. But state-sponsored executions, 4 is the max that I know of on one day. But that's a good question. I'll put that down as well. How many? I think most of those would all fit under, like the subject matter for the trivia on it would be like executions or capital punishment, trivia on capital punishment, because you could put the electric chair hanging, the appeals process, women, the first woman executed, or how the maximum number or how many people have been executed. Firing squad. It reminds me of the movie Fletch, where Chevy Chase pretends to be a doctor, Dr. Rosen. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, Lindsay. Fletch. Who was the first woman to make the FBI's Most Wanted? That's another good one. First woman to make FBI Most Wanted. Nice to learn as you play. Yeah. A Kardashian. Just think, if it wasn't for O.J. Simpson, we would never have the Kardashians today. I mean, they still would have been a family, and they probably still would have had the kids, but they wouldn't have had the fame and the following from the father and the mother, and that would then spun off the television, the Kardashians. If it wasn't for the O.J. Simpson trial, that's where he made his fame and his money and got into the public eye. And then everybody started bringing him on as, a legal analyst of different things, different trials. And he started doing, speaking engagements and all that stuff after the O.J. Simpson trial. Well, Paris Hilton, well, what a loss of life. Paris Hilton. I don't know how some people get through their lives, and survive. And just to show you guys, I actually do write all these down. There's Jim Jones and the People's Temple. And weapons that caused the death, serial killers, Green River Killer, Ted Bundy. I write these down. People don't think I do, but I do. I write them all down because just like the content of this channel, a lot of it is viewer suggested. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up tonight's trivia night there. And I wish you all the rest of your the best of the rest of your weekend today. And I hope that you all have a terrific week ahead. And I will see you all next Sunday again, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every Sunday. Next week, I don't know what the trivia topic is going to be. I've got 2 or 3 of them that I'm always working on at the same time to put questions together. So never know what it's going to be. I hope that you all stay safe out there, and thank you again. Bye.